This is Business and Economy Network.
Hello, wonderful people watching within and outside Nigeria, those of us watching via the online channels. Thank you so much for letting us into your homes, offices. Thank you for joining us on yet another exciting episode of your program. It's our program. It's Business and Economy Network. My name is Ohioze Edna. On our program rundown today, we bring to you reports from investment and leasing firms here in Nigeria. For special reports, we'll have a chat with the MD CEO, Securities and Fund Limited, one of Nigeria's leading investment banks. For Company in Focus, we have the MD CEO, First Choice Leasing Limited. First Choice is in the business of supporting small and medium-scale entrepreneurs. And for Company in Focus, we have the MD CEO, Memose International Limited, an expert in vehicles and equipment leasing. It promises to be incisive and informative. Do stay tuned. I'll be right back.
Hello, younger self. I just want to say thank you for deciding to live healthy. Thank you for keeping the right crowd that led to a partner that supports me. That decision led me to make the most important decision of all, making sure that I prepare for a secure future with the right partner. A partner that I can trust, that will ensure that I'm covered no matter what. ICO Pension Managers Limited. Now I can indulge in the things that matter to me. Thanks to you. You are a product of your decisions. Make choices that can stand the test of time, so when tomorrow calls, you'll answer with a smile. So, what decisions will you be making today? ICO Pension Managers.
Securities and Funds Limited is a wholly owned Nigerian company incorporated in June 1991, with license by the Securities and Exchange Commission and a daily member of the Nigerian Stock Exchange. The firm has 8 branches across the nation. Mr. Kasim Garoba Kofi is the MD CEO. The firm is engaged in financial advisory, security trading, and investment management services. Its clients cut across individuals, financial and corporate institutions, with a reputation that displays higher standard of professionalism and technology drives in providing innovative solutions to its clients' need, with assurance of quality services. The firm meets the investment needs of Nigerians through its high-quality range of finance and investment products and services, which has stood the firm out over the years.
My name is Kasim Garba Kurfi. I was born in Kurfi local government of Katsina State. I did my primary school there. From there, I proceeded to St. Peter College, Kaduna, which is now known as Kaduna Teachers College at that time. But now they call it Kaduna Secondary School, so KAU Kaduna. That's where I did my grade 2. I graduated 82. From there, I proceed to Kapanchan College of Education for just a year. But I got my admission with Bayero University, so in 1983, I joined Bayero School of General Study in Bayero University, where I did pre-degree. And by 1983, 84 precisely, 84, 85, 86, I did my degree program in Bayero University. And I worked for New Africa Merchant Bank from 1992 to 2002, because when I was there was you remember the June 12 crisis. It affected all the financial sector, particularly the finance houses. And one of their subsidiary, New York Finance and Services Company, involved into placement money, and they lost a lot. So myself and Mohammed Balarabe, who is currently the Deputy Managing Director of the Fidelity Bank, were redeployed to New York Finance to restore it, which we did. So I worked there, and later on from there, which is the first stockbroking firm in the whole northern region, because it was established in 1978. At that time, they have less than 10 stockbroking firms in the whole country. So in the north, any stockbroking firms that exist in the north, directly or indirectly, must have got a bit of the need of finance services. I worked there for almost 10 years. By year 2002, I resigned and set up my own. At that time, we looked for a license because the stock exchange do give license, but unfortunately at that time they stopped. So what we did, we went out and acquired this license. We acquired it from Mr. Shodendi, because at that time there was increase in capitalization from 5 million to 20 million, and he couldn't make it. So we set up 5 million, a group of us, and now acquire this, and we started running. Since 2003, we started operating, and we never looked back. Today, as I'm talking to you, I remember that we started with a capital of 25 million, but today we have a shareholders fund of over 2.5 billion, and in value wise, we are over 5 to 6 billion when we look at plus our subsidiaries. And what makes us to be there is just our commitment. When we establish this one, we first look at our environment, particularly the north, because we find that the north are far left behind in terms of the capital market. So they need awareness, and they need branches that will be closer to them. At a point, I opened almost 11 branches because I was in Borno State, Maiduguri, I was in Gombe, Bauchi, Jos, Kano, Katsina, Sokoto, Kaduna, and Abuja. So we all try to educate the people and tell them that capital market is something that they should attempt to go into, and it's something that is of good value, because we have seen, when I had my master's in Unilag here in Lagos in accounting, I see a lot of my colleagues selling shares to finance their education. You hardly get any Northerner that have even the shares to sell, talk less of financial education. So I can see that we are far, far ahead. Despite the fact that NNDC was able to have a legacy, because a legacy whereby in the whole northern region, each state has investment company. How did they arrive at investment company? Because when those states were created, they were created out of the northern region. And northern region was deeply invested in so many quoted company. So what they did, they share those one according to the state. So almost the whole 19 northern state, we have state investment company. And I can tell you today, a lot of this state investment, the only legacy they have today to show is their investment in the quoted company. So it means that we have the background, but did not go beyond that. So except some few states, like Katsina State, what they did, they decided to share the state investment into the civil servant. So the entire civil servant reached a point whereby every civil servant in Katsina State has a stockbroking account, and they have got a bit of the shares. But this did not apply to all other states. And because of this challenge, we now find it very difficult that we have to educate people. So we take it as a legacy. We organize conference, and we also invite people and reduce the entry point. Because I'm telling you, when the market was boom, there is some stockbroking, they don't open an account if you don't have 1 million, some 10 million, some 50 million. We say no. If we want to carry our people along, we must reduce it to their level. And we allow this with just 10,000, you can open an account for it. And we embrace the technology that today, online you can trade, online you can open your account. So we had so many things to make it, but we are working for that. Not only that, we want to bring some unit trust, because you know, you cannot avoid Northerners from putting religion into their investment. So there is some, they want a halal investment. We say with the capital market is doable. There is stock that have no issue, and therefore we can incorporate those companies as a unit trust and embrace them so that they can, even with their little money, they can invest. But good enough, the federal government have done a good thing by introducing Sukuk. The Sukuk today has a return of 16.47%, which is the highest in the industry, and it is halal investment. And as I'm talking to you, another Sukuk is coming. So therefore, we'll get more continuation of this product Even if this one lapses, there is another to ride off on. Not only that, when the federal government introduced the federal government saving bond, and they issue it on a monthly basis for over 1 year, what it means that even with as little as 10,000, you can invest on a monthly basis, and the return is very, very good, and the return is free from tax. So we try to have our branches to reach out to most of the investors to enable them to participate in the market and to be able to also join the other, because I can tell you today, 70 to 75% of the market is controlled in the south because they are ahead of us, but we are catching up.
First Choice Leasing Limited is one of Nigeria's pace-setting leasing firms, considering its strategic mode of operations and dynamic nature. The firm is headed by Chief Michael Digi as the MD CEO, an expert in finance, leasing, and investment. First Choice Leasing is in the business of helping enterprises grow, especially new business ventures with no collaterals required by the banks. Since inception, First Choice Leasing has made remarkable success considering its strategy of providing flexible facilities, specific attention to customers' peculiar needs, with a second-to-none adversary negotiation style on behalf of its customers.
Our niche in this industry, because virtually all the leasing companies are doing the same thing, but our niche is the fact that we are flexible. We structure flexible lease facilities. We are customer-centric. We follow our customers. We don't just give you drive down facility on your neck. We make sure that the terms and conditions are mutually agreed, and then we follow up, like I said. So the fact that we are customer friendly, the fact that our products are well tailored to meet the needs of our customers, in fact, it's enough reason for customers to come to us. Here in First Choice, we don't say no to any transaction, no matter the amount, no matter how difficult it is. And that is one edge we have over others, because we are financial consultants. We will take you, if it's not doable here, we will look at it and see where we can take you to get you facilities. That is how we go about it. And so, by so doing, we make sure we help you negotiate on your behalf to get you competitive rates, so that at the end of it all, you will be in a good position to repay the facility and continue with your business. So those are the things that I feel that any discerning clients will have to consider in taking decisions. For the clients, it's advisable that before you patronize or go into any business relationship with a leasing organization, it is imperative that you check them out, look at the profiles, find out those behind them, look at the management team and what their caliber before you, and then also try and read through even the document they will give to you, because unethical practices, it's not something it's not difficult for you to detect. So if you are going to leasing and you want to patronize a leasing firm, it's all advisable that you check the profile of the organization you want to deal with, so that you don't fall into their hands. Here we have always talked about it. We have tried to project, such that people should be mindful. We have had to talk with Elan, discuss issues to see how we can curtail this effect of the quacks in the system. But of course, like they said, in every 12 you must have a Judas. So in Nigeria, you must you have them in the system also. No matter what you do, you see find out that a few organizations will see be projecting themselves as leasing organizations, and they will be patronized by quacks. I personally have a different view to this. Why do I say so? We cannot all be calling on government to provide this and provide that for us without, giving back to the government, also supporting the government in our only two ways. So how do you support the government? One of the ways you can support the government is to pay your tax as a good corporate citizen. So it is when, like you said, when it becomes multidimensional, where you need to pay this and pay that, become very complex, that you now begin to raise issues. So here we've tried to, as a body, as an entity, we try to be a very good to project ourselves as a good corporate organization by making sure that we pay our taxes. But fact remains that the government of the day should look into the multiplicity of taxes so that businesses are not strangulated. Businesses are not strangulated by these taxes that are everywhere now. You know, most organizations are closing shops because of the fact that they cannot continue in operations. I can tell you that for free because those of us who are into leasing, asset financing, and financial consultancy, we know we see them a lot. So I use this opportunity to call on government to look into whatever they need to do to see that they encourage entrepreneurs rather than strangulating them with all these taxes. Leasing is, I must say, it's a sector that will grow, no matter how you look at it. If you consider the fact that a couple of years back, we had just about 600 and something billion. The lease portfolio today is almost about 1.8 trillion. So it's growing. It's growing by the years. But fact remains that and we can only attempt, where that's objective when we begin to see support from the government. There's nothing stopping the CBN from marking funds specifically for leasing organizations, just the way they've done in the past for banks, to be able to reactivate, to be able to re-energize the real sector. And the CBN cannot do this except the National Assembly collaborates with the presidency. Are you hearing me? And the executive, so that once that is done, then an enactment can come up that will enable CBN to mark funds that the leasing firms can now have access to use to give as facilities to support the SMEs. This is the way to go. We cannot continue to. We are not trying to invent a rocket science here. The fact is that we should have our homemade tailored solutions to our issues. If you look at organizations today, like I said earlier, most firms are closing shops, and what you see is that with organizations closing shops, you have a whole lot of graduates roaming the street without jobs. So how do we curb this? The only way we can curb this is to see that companies are now coming up again. Factories are reopening again. And the way to go about it is not just looking at the banks alone. Over time, that's what has happened. And we can continue to do the same thing in Nigeria and expect different results. The banks they're having issues already. So you should look the other way. The sector that should support the banks and help this government to fuel the economy is the leasing sector. So I call on government to look into this, to see how they can actually have this actualized, and it will help the nation.
Memose International Limited is a firm offering a wide range of vehicle equipment rental solutions to Nigerians. For almost 1 decade, the firm stands out with different stylish, classic, and exclusive pool of cars for clients' comfort. Welfare and safety is a key factor for all Memose services. Memose International renders leasing services to arrays of individuals, organizations, government, and various industrial firms in Nigeria in different sectors of the economy. Outstanding services of the firms are vehicle equipment leasing and maintenance, supply sales of vehicles, hire lease of heavy-duty equipment, trucks, outsourcing of manpower supply and management, to mention a few. Mr. Emeka Ariguzo is the MD CEO.
My name is Emeka Ariguzo. I am the MD CEO of Memose International Limited. Yeah, obviously, I think you came at the right time because this is by October this year, we are heading down to the 10th year of Memose International Limited. We started our full business in October 2008. We've done close to 10 years now, and I can tell you for sure, it's been an interesting one being in this industry. When you mention about leasing, Memose, our core business is leasing. And our core business, when you say leasing, our core business is purely on vehicle stroke equipment leasing. What do I mean by that? Apart from the vehicle and the equipment, we have other things we do. You know, in present day Nigeria, if things are going the way it's supposed to go, leasing incorporates a lot of areas. You can lease even the photocopy machine you're using in your office. You can lease your private car and all the rest of them. But we've decided to narrow our business so that we cannot be kind of jack of all trades and master of none. So presently we do vehicle leasing, we do equipment leasing, we do what you call basket leasing, and we equally do outsourcing, you know, because here we have people we train and we give to other companies, and, you know, they go there to represent the brand which we are, you know, portraying. Obviously, in the first instance, you know, dealing with the oil firms in Nigeria have not been an easy one. You have to be a company that have pedigree. You go through a lot of, you know, checking and the rest of them. We have a couple of oil companies who have seen out worthy to render services to them, and we're very grateful to them. When we started, it looked as if, oh, which area are we going? But today, I think we're being a good authority in all these areas. These companies we are looking at, part of the business we do for them is to give them these vehicles to serve them instead of them going to buy their own vehicles. I want to tell you that's the core definition of having operational lease in Nigeria. I'm not talking of finance lease. In operational lease, I want to give you a vehicle. This vehicle takes you from point A to point B, and the question of you leaving your own core business to come and start chasing driver, start chasing maintenance of vehicle, insurance and all the rest, they are already off from your own track. Definitely what you don't need to do now is you come in the morning, you want to go to work, you enter into their vehicle. From there, you want to go to, you know, areas of your business. You can just jump into the vehicle and you go in, and that reduces your own stress of management of logistics. Yeah, we've been trying to do our little best, you know, letting people know the need for them to lease. You know, starting from even the government, getting to the companies. Most often, that's why you have to send a proposal. In our proposal, we try to educate them. Some of them say, oh, does this thing exist in Nigeria? Especially those who have not been in the country before. Who knows what leasing is all about outside the country? When we go for meetings with them, we try to educate them, we try to impart on them, we try to make them to concentrate, like I said, on their core business. And the part of the areas we do it is just like what you have done today. A lot of Nigeria outside the world is going to see the things we have contributed. In newspapers and others, so the people have been coming, they'll be asking us, what is the magic? But I can tell you in a very simple form. Our magic here is just because we used God to put first in everything we're doing. Our core objective is to make sure every Nigerian benefited or benefiting from our operations when it comes to leasing. One of the key things we do is we want to know the kind of customer we are dealing with. First of all, we know exactly the kind of economy and the kind of country we are running with. Having known that, we try to make sure that our leasing operation is very, very competitive. It's competitive in the sense that, you know, a lot of people can come in, they can give you anything they want to give you. But the truth of the matter is that we go straight to the grassroots. We got straight to the grassroots. As of today, we are not only dealing with oil industries. We're in power. We're in telecommunication. We're even in health. One of our operations in Calabar, as I'm talking to you, is purely on health. And we have, you know, tried to reach even the hinterlands based on our services. Otherwise, it will be very difficult for those guys to go ahead, go into some terrain areas who have gone without leasing the vehicles from us.
This is Business and Economy Network.
Welcome back, viewers. Hope you had a wonderful time and learned something new on today's episode on the operations of investment banks and leasing firms in Nigeria. They are accessible. They're not for selected individuals. They are there to help your business grow. This is the more time we permit us to take. For more information, visit our website. And for past episodes of the program, you can also watch on our YouTube channels displayed on your screen. Join us same time, same station next week. We love you. God bless you.